My name is Atonye Nyingifa and I'm a professional basketball player. I've been playing basketball since I was 5 years old at the YMCA. I started the Y. And then I went through just any other childhood, playing from my middle school, playing for my high school in Redondo Beach, California. And then I eventually moved on to play for UCLA. You know, I did well there. And fortunately for me, I got to continue on playing basketball for a living, and that's what I do now.
I was born to flex, yes. Diamonds on my neck. I like boarding jets, I like more than sex, but nothing in this world.
I've sustained 2 ACL injuries, both during college, so I was out for a total of 2 years based on my ACL injuries. It was a tragic experience. The first time it occurred in 2009 at the USA Olympic Trials, competing to be on the USA Olympic team. And I went up in the air and I landed, unfortunately I landed wrong and tore my ACL. I was 19.
Wow.
I was 19 years old, and you know, at that time, early on in my career, a lot of people weren't coming back from ACLs, and so I wasn't sure how I was going to return. Fortunately for me, I had a great support staff. My team, my coaches, my athletic trainers, they were really pushing me to recover. So I eventually recovered and I came back, not the next year, but the following year after that, and it was tough. And I was different, my game was different, but I continued to play. And I thought everything would just get better moving with time. And it did, until a year in between I ended up, like I said, tearing my second ACL in 2011. Yeah, and at this time I thought it would be a smoother transition, but I also thought that I probably wouldn't play basketball for a lot longer. Unfortunately, this second ACL sent me into a deep depression. I just didn't understand why me, someone that's never had an injury before, all of a sudden has 2 within a matter of 3 years. And I went through a big depression. I was away from home. I also had, you know, people pressuring me to get back on the court, and it was a lot. It was a lot for me being the player that I was and trying to get back to that player, or even better. The pressure was a lot, and also to play professionally, you know, the next year or the year after that. So after I went through the depression, I had to speak to counselors, just the support staff, just to really get me out of my funk. But as soon as I was able to run and kind of get back on the court, I think, and do what I love, that's what ultimately relieved me of being in that depressed place. Having something you love taken away from you, and there's really nothing much you can do about it besides let time heal, is something that, you know, is tragic. So I'm just thankful that I'm not in that space anymore, but I do encourage people, just let time heal it, because some things you're not going to be able to heal on your own. The physical part, it's going to take care of itself. You have people set up for you that's going to train your muscles, train your movement, train your speed to be back to where it was. But being an athlete, I think is more mental. You have to be able to focus on a higher level. You have to be able to do things that take a mental stability or a consciousness to perform at that level. So I feel like for me, I wasn't too concerned about my body, but my mind. Training my mind to say you can, you will, it can happen. Those type of positive affirmations is like really positive. It's something that you need. And so, like I said, moving forward, when people always ask me like, wow, you did this and you've accomplished so much, it's like, yeah, but it's because I had the mental discipline. If I didn't have that, I probably would have fallen to fatigue or fallen to the injury itself and let that become my identity. But I didn't. So yeah. Like I said, at first I fell into the depression, so it wasn't an easy thing to do. But I remember I had a teammate, Carrie Corber, and her father was a pastor, and she had tore her ACL, and she would walk around smiling. And one day I just asked her, I said, Carrie, why are you so happy? You got the same, like, be miserable with me, you know, like, let's talk crap together. And she was like, honestly, there's nothing you can do about it, so why not just be that light for somebody else?